I'm going to show you how to do a slip knot. So the first is we're going to hold the tail of the yarn, and then we're going to wrap the skein yarn around your pointer finger. So here we go, hold the tail, and then we're going to wrap it around, and then we're going to cross it over to make an X right there. So see how you have an X and it's crossed over? So you're going to hold the crossover, and then you're going to take your hook and you go under the front yarn on your finger, and then you're going to hook the back. So see how it hooks? You're going to pull it through, and then you're going to pull up on both pieces of yarn, the skein and the tail. Pull it up to tighten that knot. Then you're going to pull the skein yarn to tighten the hook, or tighten the knot on the hook. So make it smaller. So don't do it too tight. Now I'm going to show you how I loop it around my pinky and bring it up and go over my pointer finger. And this is how I hold it, so I can keep the tension of the yarn so it's not too tight, not too loose. And the tail yarn, you're just going to go through and you hold on to the knot part right there. So that's the work, and you're going to hold on to where you're working. Makes it so much easier to pull down, so you could easily, when you yarn over, put the yarn over the hook, you can pull through the yarn a lot easier, or pull the hook through the chain. So we're just going to do a chain, a simple chain. So we're going to yarn over, put the yarn over the hook, and we're hooking onto the yarn, and we're going to pull that through the loop that's on the hook. So see how I'm holding on, or pulling it through? Pull it through. And then you see I have some loose areas so that you can easily slide the hook through. Then we're going to do another chain, and then yarn over, and then pull the hook through again. I just made 2 chains there. And then you can also see how I'm pulling my finger, or pulling the hook and then pulling my finger back. I'm changing the tension of the yarn so that I can have a bigger loop or a smaller loop. Now you don't want it too small, because then it's too tight, and then trying to get the hook through, you'll see in a second here, trying to get the hook through the loop that's too tight on the hook, it's kind of hard to do that. So I'm still showing how to hold it, and you have to kind of keep adjusting the tension on the hand and everything, because sometimes when you're chaining, through, it slips through and stuff, and kind of can get messed up. So here I'm showing chaining again. You want to make sure that it's loose, because if it's, again, too tight, remember, if it's too tight, then it's tough to get that hook through. So see, if it's too tight, trying to get it through, it's a struggle. And that's how all your chains are going to be, and you don't want that. So you want to make sure it's loose, and then you can pull it through. Chain, pull it through. Easy, simple. Don't struggle. You don't want it to struggle. So now we're going to, you count how many stitches, and I should have shown you how to count. Oh, I'm showing you how to loose, if it's too loose, you don't want it too loose, because then there's some projects that might have the looseness, but you don't need to, but here you don't want it that loose. So you chain however many you need to do. So in the washcloth, I think it's like 31, makes it a pretty good size. And I think in the video she has 21, but if you do 31, that's a nicer size for the washcloth. Washcloth gets a little bit bigger. So And here I'm showing you the front of the loop and the back of the loop. I like to go through the back of the loop, which is this little bump, and in the front it's a V. So the V is a nice platform for when you have to crochet on that side, which you will at the end of the project. So, but we're going to go to the back, which are these little bumps. So we're going to do a half double crochet in the second bump from the hook. So one, you see that one and the two. So we're going to go to the back hump. So you're going to put the yarn over, go through the front of the bump, and then you're going to use your finger to kind of push through that bump. And then you're going to yarn over and pull through, back through that bump. Now you have 3 loops on the hook. Okay, so you yarn over and then pull through all 3 of those loops. And you see how I'm kind of pulling down on my work so that it gives you that extra space to be able to put your hook through. And this is another reason why you want to have the chains that are a little bit looser, because that gives you more space on these bumps in the back. So this is a slip stitch, so you're going to yarn over, go through the back bump, and then you're going to yarn over and then pull through both of those loops that are on the hook. That's called a slip stitch. All right, so now we're going to do a half double crochet again. So yarn over, go through the next back bump, yarn over, pull through just the bump that you went through, and then yarn over and go through those 3 loops that are on the hook. And then again, we're going to do a slip stitch. So go through the front of the bump and then yarn over and then pull through the 2 loops that are on the hook. And that's it. And then go to the link and you can finish the video. Thank you.